Black Clover Chapter 261. It's probably the first chapter in I don't know how long that I avoided the spoilers, I avoided the leaks. I wanted to go into this chapter very surprised. And I'm happy I did that because the enjoyment of reading this chapter, it hits different when you go into it blind. But before we go into this review, I want to talk about the color page for a few seconds. I love the cover page. The design of it looks awesome. I'm glad we finally get to see how Asta's arm look in color. But I gotta be honest though, it is sad at the same time because you just see Yami in the shadow, with his back turned, and it just sad to see because you see Asta with a katana now, and it's almost as if this is a hidden message, like this is Asta's turn now, because Yami is the shonen protagonist. He's the main character. This is just the story of his sequel, the way I look at Black Clover. But overall, I love the color page, and this is definitely my favorite one so far. But let's not even waste any more time here. Black Clover Chapter 261, Night Shadow. Let's talk about it. So this chapter begins with the gang back in the Clover Kingdom, and they are being healed by Owen. But we see Asta, he's the one that's being more taken care of at the moment. And I'm happy to see Owen again. Hopefully we find out more that his healing magic is probably even better now that he was elf possessed, because we know from William that even after the fact of being elf possessed, they still had a little of the elf's magic within them. So I'm pretty sure Owen's magic definitely had upgraded from this as well. But despite the boost in his magic, it still wasn't enough to heal Asta. Seeing Asta's arm, he said, "This is unknown. I cannot take any action on this." And it's very similar to when Asta's arm got cursed by Vetso. Owen really couldn't do much, and it's because cursed magic with forbidden magic seems to be not Owen's forte when it comes to healing. And Asta, his right arm in this case, is a high level of forbidden magic, but since Asta has no magic, this is a high level of anti-magic. He also mentioned that because the Golden Dawn got destroyed, he would like for the other healing mages to give them a checkup. So now we know that everyone knows about the Golden Dawn and what happened to them, which is very interesting because I was wondering, when will that take place? When would this transpire of everyone's knowledge of what happened to the Golden Dawn? And I'm glad now we have this info. Owen also tells the other Black Bull members that it's very fortunate for you guys to have light injuries. And Funeral says it's because Asta and Yami protect us. But he has his head down, he has this look of despair, and he has this look of sadness, almost as if he's disappointed within himself because there was nothing he can do on the battlefield and he had to be protected. And also Yami is gone and there was nothing they could do. Now, just seeing this, I want to point out that everyone has been talking about how this arc is going to be a huge motivation test for Noel and Asta, and that is very true, but I also have to look at the Black Bulls as well. They just seen Asta and Yami protect them, and they couldn't do a single thing. And now Yami is captured, and they still couldn't do a single thing. They are going to get stronger as well. This is going to be a huge test for everyone in the kingdom, and not just Asta, Noel, and Yuno, even though they are the cornerstone in this arc. Gray then tells Owen, "Can you please take a proper look at Gauche, please?" And it's so cute how she's so concerned for Gauche, even though she healed him, but she's still concerned for him as well. Like, that is wifey material right there. So Gauche, he better make that move fast. Owen is stunned though when he sees Gauche's wound is completely healed, even though you still see the bruise, the red marking that was around the chest when he got stabbed. But he looks at it and tells Gray, did he really get pierced through a great sword? This isn't a level of healing. His tissues are already reconstructed. The essence of your magic may not be transformation, which is very interesting because Gray, her magic is very mysterious, and I did make a video about the mysterious magic of Gray's, but the thing here is that if her magic, the essence of it isn't transformation, then what exactly is it? She's already a walking question mark as it is because we don't even know Gray's real name yet. But I will wait for the official translations when they drop Sunday to talk about more of it in my breakdown, because maybe the translations are off on this one, but this does seem kind of legit, but who knows. Owen then tells the Black Bulls that there will be a captain's meeting in a few days, so at best for you guys right now is to take rest. And we just see this look on Vanessa's face, almost the exact same as Funeral. She just has this look of despair. And we know how Vanessa feels about Yami. She loves the guy. We seen her compete for him in the festival when she went against Charlotte. So this definitely gonna hurt her as well, just as much as the Black Bull members, but We know more of the connection and backstory of Vanessa and Yami, more so in Fenrir's case and his backstory with Yami. Really don't know how they met, but overall, we really never seen the Black Bulls have this look of defeat on their face like this, ever. Then see Asta, he's now laying in bed and he just gets up and he's panting. He can't sleep. It's like reality just hit him in the face and he's now realizing that Yami, he's really gone. This is the first night Asta has slept knowing that Yami isn't there. But the fear in his eyes, the same eyes he's seen when Zenon was walking away with Yami, is still there as well. And then his grimoire just opens up and you see his katana. Yami's katana is now Asta's sword and it comes out of Asta's grimoire. It's very similar to how we seen Asta's Demon Destroyer sword showed up in Hodge Village when he grabbed Lick's sword for the first time. So I'm very happy now it's confirmed that the katana sword is now Asta's, and a lot of people were saying that no, there's no way the sword will be Asta's. It will just go back to Yami once he grabbed it. Nah, it's his. As soon as Asta grabbed the sword with that demonic arm, the sword is his now, which I like. And the katana will be a much lighter sword compared to his Demon Slayer sword, his Demon Destroyer swords, or his Demon Dweller sword. So I'm very excited to see what he would do for this sword now that it's much lighter. Asta just gets up and he starts running, just running with this scared look on his face, but he also has this anxiety because he can't sleep and he's running to save Yami, and all of a sudden he just stops moving. He says he can't move. And then you just see someone behind him with a hoodie and shoes, which looks very similar to the design of the Black Bull member we seen in the Spade Kingdom, which later in the chapter revealed to be that person. And honestly, he's like, I can't move. Is it because of this person's magic? I need to save Captain Yami. And we know from what we've seen from this person and the Black Bulls that in the Spade Kingdom, they were using some type of shadow magic, and now I see the similarities of Shikamaru and Naruto, where he used his shadow possession jutsu, and once you're touched by it, you cannot move. So having this in the story of Black Clover can be very overpowered, because how can you counter this, right? You gotta be a really skilled mage to get out of this. This Black Bull member tells Asta that it's impossible for you to save Yami. There's a devil-possessed user that you cannot defeat all by yourself, and there's two more like him. Your devil gave up on you, and you don't know a single thing about your right arm. But Asta, he doesn't care about that. He's saying that while we're doing this, Yami could be in danger, which, you know, he is in danger, but in his mind, he thinks that Yami could be dead. And Asta tells him that, I don't know who you are, but what do you know about Yami? And this person says that I know Yami very well, and started naming out all of Yami's personality traits: rugged, violent, ferocious, which is very true, not a proper human being. And I wouldn't say he's not a proper human being. He is a little rough on the edges, but he is a proper human being, I would say. He also goes on to say that if Yami ends up losing, then he is nothing but stupid. And the way that Asta reacted to this is how all of Yami fans probably reacted while reading this chapter. They was ready to fight, because Asta, he was ready to go. Immediately he calls his Demon Destroyer sword. Breaking the shadow spell will cause that to break, and then pulls out his Demon Dweller sword, and Asta was ready to go two-sword style on this guy or girl. We don't know yet. Immediately he used his shadow magic to pin down Asta, and you see all these shadow hands, and Asta cannot get up. And I do love shadow magic. It reminds me of Noob Saibot as well, because Noob, he uses shadows to fight his opponents in Mortal Kombat. So I hope we get to see some action like that as well in the future, because I want to see some shadow clones, some shadow army minions in the future. He then tells Asta that if you can't even beat me, there's no way you can save Yami. And Asta, he just crying. This is the saddest we ever seen Asta ever. And Tabata, he really snapped on this panel, because you definitely feel the emotion right here. Because you see that Asta, he's thinking of what the anti-magic devil told him. He said that you are weak. And Asta is crying, saying, if only I was stronger. Now, there is a certain part of the chapter in the fan translation that was cut off in the fan translation for some odd reason, but I did find this panel and translated on Twitter, and this person pretty much revealed that they are the vice captain of the Black Bulls, and their name is Nacht or Nacht. I know it's German and it means night. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. I think I'm butchering it. So if you are German, let me know how you say this in the comment section below. But you see that this person also is a devil possessed user, and when I seen this, I lost my mind. We have another 5-leaf clover mage within the Black Bulls. He tells Asta, I like you, you're a very good person. Don't worry, Yami is still alive. And Asta look up saying, who are you? And that was the end of the chapter, so I'll give this chapter 7 out of 10. A lot of things I want to say, but I'll save them for the chapter breakdowns. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you are new, subscribe with notification bells on. You guys have an awesome life. Take care of yourselves, and I'm out.